It's like this macabre dance, and because you're all completely fucking qualified to go there, you can totally handle it. I knew women in leadership. They were disappeared. They don't exist. They've been replaced by other women that flip cryptos based on options from when I was a teenage girl. This is the third time a woman trying to mount her political campaign has literally made campaign references to things that involve me as a minor. I literally just watched it. And the problem is that because it was my option, that for whatever reason she was allowed to execute, and because I'm doing my own concurrent process because I'm not dead yet, then I also know that they've weaponized what she just did. And I know what kind of weapon it is. And I also know the company that did it and what their intention is. And I also know that what was supposed to potentially be security in tracking down the people who kidnapped and disappeared the women in leadership I used to know, somebody has stolen from me and tried to use to cover the ass of what I just saw on television. Now, the last election, there were at least two women that are in Congress right now, and it's like excruciating that they're constantly making spectacles of themselves with what used to be my life. And they're not the only ones. And I just confirmed that there are two hurricanes right now playing some daddy girl game with a sincere request I made to somebody whose duty was to actually respond. And instead of doing that, he did a whole bunch of other fucking shit. And now I'm the fat girl, and she is my little sister. And I'm supposed to support her running for office and getting to Congress, just like my little sister, who was in fifth grade, did that project. And I watched, and I said to myself, I looked at her and I'm like, one day that woman's gonna be, she's gonna grow up. She's got the capability. One day she can grow up and she can be in office right here in her country. I remember seeing her do that and I was so proud of her. But you took that option from my little sister, and you took that option from me, and you've redistributed it to a bunch of other women who are literally coded to detonate weapons, and I don't think they give a fuck. They have no intention of being any more responsible than any of the people that are already in there trying to show them the ropes. 35 missing. Chicago, February 2016 to March 2016. Mother of two, docent at a local museum. Mother of a 17-year-old artist son and 12-year-old gymnast daughter, African American. Mother of three, first language Spanish speaker, wife of man with medical ailment, born outside the United States. Mother of three seamstresses, a baker along with her husband, African American and Muslim. Mother to be, very pregnant, former volunteer at a Christian ministry, African American. Mother of teenage daughter, community activist and former spouse of a U.S. military service member, African American and from Chicago. Mother of one son, Cherokee. Chicago, March 2016 to May 2016. Mother of teenage daughter from above. Scrabble player and security guard. Other. Former financial services manager. Elder male. African American. Mother of at least two teenage daughters. Hispanic. Houston, November 2017 to December 2017. Two teenage young women, African American, discussing how their teacher told them they were going to have to pay for later on what we did now. Pasadena, Texas, February 2017 to March 2017. Mother of two sons, focus group participant who authored changes to survey for shelter participants that someone else got credit for. Broke her foot in parking lot of shelter. Concerned she was going to have to return to same slum she was trying to get her sons out of. No reason she should have to. African American. Mother of at least two sons. Focus group participant discussing lapses in shelter policy and retaliatory treatment by staff for knowing the rules. Kicked out in contrived drug deal between staff and other shelter residents. One of the three mothers dancing with the children. Hispanic. Mother of one, separated from her daughter. Reported FBI had requested her permission to make a, quote, movie, end quote, about her domestic violence experiences. Threatened by abuser after he located her. Was she white? Mother of son and daughter, former military, studying to be in-home healthcare worker. One of the three mothers dancing with children. Was she white? Mother of two daughters, discussed being arbitrarily denied health care my first day there. Ended up being pitted against me in behavioral economics testing scenarios that used her daughter. Refused to put her daughter on medication, so staff used it as leverage. Hispanic. Mother of two, also had broken ankle that had been broken at the shelter. Studying to be in-home healthcare worker but had problems with transferring schools. One of three mothers dancing with the children. Biracial. Mother of two, born outside of the U.S., worked during the day. Daughter with special needs. English not first language. African. Mother of one son, studying to be nurse. Son with special needs. Witness to a crime and acknowledged it. Was she white? Mother of one daughter, co-owner in a car dealership with a part-time job as a bank teller. Representing herself in court pro se. Not born in the U.S. English not first language. Hispanic. Mother of daughter and son, former software developer, now preparing to be administrator in childcare center. Needed assistance with immigration proceedings. South Asian. Mother of two sons, not from the U.S. and non-English speaker. One son had a dream about a falcon, and instead of going to the nearby woods to see falcons, which was less than a mile away, or the school down the street where the falcons were the mascot, he was taken to the hospital because he was sick. Hispanic. Mother of two, medical billing encoder. Looking to move into a better neighborhood. Referred me to Google Translate day before I was kidnapped. Hispanic. Mother of three children, evicted from her room with children after being retaliated against by other residents who had hooked up a drug deal they talked about in my room. It was just marijuana. Picked up by husband who had beat her. Was she white? March 2017 to April 2017. Cryptologist with the U.S. Army. Male. Was he white? Former manager in maritime shipping company. Had several patents pending on early detection systems. Assaulted by her father. Female. Was she white? Soon to be college student with Department Drug Enforcement Agency scholarship. Wanted alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, but referred to DEA. Had argument with her parents. Uncle was a police officer. Female. Hispanic. Mother of one son killed in motorcycle accident. Recreational deep sea diver who had experience with sharks. Dancer. Was she white? Former billing coder. Fired after company hired new coders without same training, but before company was forced to close. Woman. African American. Elder woman. Private life insurance from dead husband's estate. In and out of facilities for years. Needed wheelchair. African American. Young man with special needs. Very interested in the movie Iron Man. Good at basketball. Hispanic. Teenage girl with natural gift for color spectrum analysis, not OCD. Was she white? Teenage girl who had spent time in monastery, Asian. Elder man, English not first language, born outside the US, knew when to talk and to whom, Asian. Translator, able to hear the frequency broadcast subliminally, Asian. Vet tech, male, African American. Someone with extensive knowledge of the electronic systems in different car models, perhaps a mechanic or former car dealership owner. Left an American. Other. This is the sort of data that the World Bank is going to be anonymizing and selling off, but not apparently just the World Bank. Unless, of course, these candidates, like last elections candidates, got campaign donations from the World Bank. The U.S. has already done it for years. These people could well have been leadership with me in my community. Why am I on the streets and where are they? Single woman, no kids, never been married, former human rights observer, former military dependent, training to be a pipeline inspector. Is she white? I wrote this and posted it on the blog that I had on March 18th of 2019. Somebody took that blog and they used it as qualification for some kind of insurance or securities licensing situation. I heard them take the test with my identity. And apparently, whoever that is and whoever they're working for is financing another round of women in leadership. And not one of these people, not one of them exists anymore.